One of the interesting things about special collections is that sometimes the most prosaic looking or ugliest items are the most valuable. It's obvious if you think about it. Things not thought pretty enough to keep or worth the effort of making to last largely disappeared. For example, a small book of poetry by a teenage Edgar Allan Poe, or the first item printed in what later became the United States. But it also means unique manuscript items like the one I have here. It is quite literally trash, a marked up inventory sheet for a stationer or bookseller. But it's paper trash, and it's from 1603 when paper was hard to come by, and so it was given a second chance at immortality, wedged into the hinge of a later book called Certain Sermons. You can clearly see the wear pattern here. Using old paper in the process of binding books was standard practice at the time, and so books from the 16th, 17th, and 18th century are lousy with this sort of printing flotsam. Look, for example, at this old Italian spine. By the mid-20th century, the binding on Certain Sermons, not unlike this here, had withered just enough that an English bookseller was able to read some of this old stationer's scrap. What caught his eye was this: The Merchant of Venice, The Taming of the Shrew, Love's Labour's Lost, and below that, Love's Labour's Won. Finding a contemporaneous bookseller's inventory with some Shakespeare plays on it is, without a doubt, pretty cool. We know so little about the bard that every detail is important. But then there's that fourth play, Love's Labour's Won, an Elizabethan mystery. You see, the play doesn't exist. Though it was famously name-checked in a 1598 book by Francis Mears, most folks thought he was mistaken, maybe using the working title for a play we now know by a different name, the leading candidate being The Taming of the Shrew. But then this fragment was found, which lists not only Love's Labour's Won, but also The Taming of the Shrew, shedding light on the one hand, but not providing a clear-cut answer on the other. It's possible Love's Labour's Won is a lost Shakespeare masterpiece for which we only have a couple of clues. It's possible it's the working title for Much Ado About Nothing. No one can say for certain yet, but maybe the answer is out there somewhere. If it is, undoubtedly it'll be found, like the answer to most questions worth asking, in a book.